G'day viewers and welcome back to another fantastic episode of Blokesworld. This week we find ourselves still in the Iron Giant. That's right, we're in a large working iron mine that only closes down for 1 week of the year when RedBull take it over and they hold the RedBull Erzberg Hare Scramble, the world's toughest motocross endurance race. It's an absolutely awesome event. You saw last week we had the rocket ride. On tonight's episode, it's the opening of Erzberg with the raid on Eisenhurst, the small town that's based at the bottom of the mine. This is where everyone who's riding a dirt bike gets to ride through the main streets. It was awesome. People were coming out from restaurants, the chefs, they're all checking out what is the biggest thing for this little town. Tell you what, put this on your bucket list. Here's the raid on Eisenhurst and welcome to Blokesworld.
Dangerous, stupid.
Erzberg, this is a crazy race, right?
This is like the calendar month of the year, this one.
It's crazy, it's great, and it's a lot of fun here.
Alright viewers, check it out. We're about to do the raid on Eisner's, which is like a big Mardi Gras through the town. We've got Ado here, and we've got the Defender, complete with roof-mounted photographers. Woo! Gonna be awesome.
Well, Camera 3 and I, we really lucked it out. We got in the lead vehicle. That's right, we got this driver who we managed to steal for the next 4 days. His name's Julian, and he's one bad, tough cop. That's right, he's from Vienna and he was our guide. This guy was an absolute legend. We filmed on his roof. We had cameras strapped all over his van. And unfortunately, one of my cameras went strapped enough and actually fell off the van and landed right in front of Uncle Carl, the boss of Erzberg. Anyway, enjoy this. Hey, Carl. All right, 39 hours, we've arrived.
Well, I'm ready to go. We had heaps of sleep.
Here's our new home. We're in Munich, we're in Germany. About to start the Blokesworld road trip, and that's our home for the next 2 weeks. And the first stop, we just stopped off at Lidl, which is Aldi's competitor. Filled up the fridge with some pretzels, some meat, some cheese. Check it out, there's the kitchen. There's the lounge room. Yeah, so our driving and passenger seats both spin around so we can use the table. And then down the back here, we've got the crash out space number 1. We've got the fridge here. In here we got the office, sink. All right, so that's our home for the next 2 weeks. Check it out, we're in Germany, we're in Munich. We've had no sleep and we're Vegas. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. That was such an awesome thing to do, the raid on Eisenhurst, or as Camera 3 and I call it, the Motocross Mardi Gras, which I think they're going to change the name of it to it next year because of us. And I should explain that when we went to Erzberg this year, I have a bet with the promoters of Erzberg that I will have my armband on till next year when we go back, and they cut it off. And already, Camera 3's lost his and I'm still rocking mine. A bit manky. But anyway, right now, we're going on a commercial break. But when we come back, there's so much more dirt bikes, there's so much more action, and we're going to even make you laugh a couple of times. See you after this. G'day viewers, and welcome back to Blokesworld. I hope you're enjoying our Blokesworld Erzberg, Austria road trip. Right now, we're going to head up to a music festival. Now, I should explain, when we were covering this Erzberg event, we'd be filming all day in this iron mine, and we'd get in the van and we'd drive 3 hours across to the other side of the country to a thing called Rock, which is kind of like the big day out of Austria. And this year it had bands from everything from Slayer to Rage Against the Machine to basically Green Day. Every band you can ever imagine we're playing. We were lucky enough on the first day of the festival to catch up with two of my favourite artists, Aussie band Airborne and the awesome Five Finger Death Punch. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Rock.
Welcome to Nova Rock.
Well, here we are. We're in the barbecue and grill area, and it's sponsored by Aldi, which is known as Hoffer here in Austria. And what you do is you bring your own meat, and they've supplied all these barbecues. Hi, girls. Look at this. Ah, how awesome is that? You don't have to eat out of vans. You can bring your own meat and barbecue. They got it going on over here in Austria. Hoffer.
We are in Nova Rock.
We knew this event was going to be awesome just from the lineup. Not of the bands, I'm talking about the cars to get in. It was a party all the way into the car park, and it didn't change across the weekend. They know how to party in Austria. Well, after watching Airborne just destroy the stage and watching a full paddock of 90,000 Austrians who can barely speak English know every word to an Airborne song, it was an absolutely awesome moment. Straight after them, we went backstage and I was lucky enough to bump into Chris Cale. Well, viewers, the bucket list keeps getting ticked, and one of the main reasons why we sat on a plane for 49 hours was to come and see Five Finger Death Punch.
49 hours.
Oh, dude, we had a 19-hour stopover in Dubai. And
there we go.
and
Say, who the hell is doing your routing?
Oh, mate, we're booking cheap flights, and it was Ramadan, so we couldn't do anything.
Oh my God, good Lord.
Chris Cale, welcome to
Thank you,
Blokesworld.
brother. Hey, good to be here, man. It's been a little bit since we've done some Australia stuff, so happy to talk to you, my friend.
Oh, mate, my wife is always telling me, get some Bluetooth headphones, because I have just got you cranked in our shed 24/7. How long have you been over in Europe now?
We've been out here for about 2 weeks. We started off in Germany, and it's been such a whirlwind over here. I know we've got France coming up, a couple other dates, and I head back home on June 25th, going back to Vegas. So.
All right, awesome. So Vegas is home?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I've been out there for about 16 years now.
Yeah.
The band's based in Las Vegas now.
Yeah,
So
excellent.
yeah, things are good. No complaints.
Awesome. We've got heaps of fabricating mates to build hot rods that live out that way.
Yes, I've probably worked with some of those guys out there on some of our videos. We did the House of the Rising Sun and had a lot of old rat rods in that video. So yeah, it was good.
Any chance you're going to come out to Australia soon?
Fingers crossed, yeah. You know, we're always trying to get back over there. We're doing a European tour later on this year. And yeah, hopefully, you know, what happened to Soundwave? That was fun, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on, kids.
Yeah,
Australia, get on Soundwave. That thing ruled.
Keep it moving. Listen to me. If somebody falls down, pick them up. This is a family. This is about family.
So how's life on the road? Is it good fun being away, traveling around?
Yeah, things are good, you know. Like I said, just out here plugging away. And, God, I mean, we've seen so many different things out here. We had a South American tour that we did just before this. So spent some time in Rio and Buenos Aires. It was our first time down there. So opening up new territories and coming back and plugging away.
Awesome. Look, we know you're a busy man. Thank you so much for giving us a couple minutes.
I think I'm going to go back up here and watch a little Steel Panther myself and get ready to...
Putting the rooster back into rock, eh?
Exactly. Yes, very much so.
Awesome.
We all are.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate
Excellent.
it. See you soon, Australia. Thank you, buddies.
Nova Rock!
Everybody's here now. We're all here for a good time. Who's getting drunk out here tonight? We have a song for you.
They're great great ambassadors for Australia too,
Oh,
aren't
amazing ambassadors for Australia.
Yeah. Man, it must be electric when you're up there looking down on them.
It's actually pretty cool. I'm like, this is pretty dang awesome, because like there's just thousands of people out there singing along and then just cheering airborne, airborne, airborne at the top of their lungs, no matter what country they're doing that.
Cool. And where'd you hook up with them? Back when they were in America, or?
Yeah, actually, their management from years ago, they were like, hey, we need a guy to do merch. I came out, started just assisting our tour manager, Mark, who's amazing. And eventually they were like, hey, we could use you worldwide. Our guy's retired. I was like, sure, I'll tour the world.
Yeah, awesome. Well, after a full day of rock and roll at Nova Rock, we had to head 3 hours across Austria back to Erzberg. Anyway, you'll see what happened when we got to the top of the mountain when we come back from this commercial break. See you then.
What's up, guys? This is Chris Kale from Five Finger Death Punch. You're watching Blokesworld.
Okay, viewers, right now we're going to introduce you to a champion bloke. He's the first ever motocrosser that we've ever sponsored. He was our sponsored rider at Erzberg. We paid him off with 1 flaming wallet and 2 t-shirts on a 3-year deal, and he was good to go. His name's Leon. He's a local from Austria. We met him the night before in the beer hall tent. He's been attending and racing Erzberg for many years now, and we thought we'd ask him for his insight to the world's toughest motocross race.
I'm Leon Strasser from Austria, and Mauthausen directly. It's near to Linz. I'm here the second time, and I'm enjoying the time here because it's great riding here and looking forward to the hair scramble. I'm riding a 250 EXC KTM, and I think it's not the perfect bike for Erzberg because you really need a 300cc, I guess. But it's kind of my deal, you know. I'm used to it. I'm used to high revs and so on. So it's my chosen bike for this race. Yeah, the Pro League is kind of a special thing to enduro riders because it's kind of difficult to compare it with other enduro races. Because on Pro League it's just flat out and shutting down your brain and just twist the throttle, and you just have to go straight. It's kind of different to last year. Last year it was a lot more slower. There were a lot more infield tasks, you know, where you have to go like this. This year it was a lot more faster. Good for the one guy, bad for the other one. The main problem on Prologue is that there are a lot of fast guys, which aren't this fast at the hair scramble, but this is kind of this race, you know, and this is Erzberg. You try to get your place in the morning, you know, you have your starting numbers, but you try to push and push and push forward, because the earlier you get to your run, the better the track still is, you know. And then you're just waiting, preparing, drinking and everything. Wait for the starting light and shut down brain and just twist the throttle. I think I had no problems at the first part, but then as it gets faster and faster, you know, the problems get more because you miss your braking points and everything. I had a look at my video, looking at the prologue and everything, and I tried to remember every corner and everything. And it's kind of difficult because you have kind of like this, and you can't see what's behind it. And you just kind of know it goes straight, so you have to go flat out. But your brain says shut down the gas throttle, you know. But I'm confident with it. I crashed twice, almost. I crashed almost twice, you know. It's kind of a thing when you're this fast and you're not used to it. And there are stones like this and something. You can't see with dust and so on. And it's kind of a difficult story, you know. But I was lucky yesterday. It rained in the morning, just like today. So the conditions, I guess, were perfect for the prologue run. I'm not going to ride it today again because it's only risking, and I'm confident with the results. So the prologue was pretty fast this year. They built in 2 slopes, and I guess that's good because these weren't very difficult slopes, but there are a lot of riders which can't cope with it, even with this one, you know, and it's good to take them out of the game with this one. When you can hear my authentic Erzberg smoky voice, you can enjoy yourself at the party tent a lot more than on the track. Yeah, I think the table sliding got invented here. I don't know it exactly, but it counts, you know, it is Erzberg, so you have to go racing, you go to the party tent, and I for myself see it like in festival. Erzberg is a festival. It's amazing here, the people, the crowd, the hype about it. It's only the hype about it. You just have to get used to it and just visit it once at least.
There you go, ladies. There's a bit of eye candy for you. Leon from Austria. He's single and he's coming down to Australia later in the year. Stay tuned. Anyway, right now, we're going on a commercial break. See you after these messages. G'day, viewers, and welcome back to Blokesworld. I hope you're enjoying our Austria Erzberg road trip. Right now, we're taking you to this awesome town called Bad Gustein. Now, this was our Wally World moment. This was when we were the Griswolds. We went from one side of Austria to the other to get to this town. And this town is amazing. You'd think you're in something of Lord of the Rings. The whole town's virtually vertical, goes down the side of a cliff. But it's famous for this flying fox that they have going across the town. Anyway, we drove for 4 hours to get on this flying fox, and guess what? We happened to turn up on the 1 week that it wasn't working that year. Oh well, we stayed at this ripping little caravan park down the bottom, and I tell you what, this city, or town of Bad Gustein, is amazing. They have a waterfall that runs right through the city. It goes right through the buildings, all the way down through the bottom of the valley. Absolutely awesome. Anyway, enough of that. Right now, we're going to take you to round 1 of the Blokesworld Austrian Challenge, where Camera 3 and I had a bet who would win the 3-discipline challenge, which consisted of toboggan, rail slide, and mountain cart. Now, the winner would have a great trip home. The loser, being me, I'd have to wear a kilt. If Camera 3, he lost, he'd have to fly home in his Chewbacca onesie. Anyway, welcome to round 1. This is the toboggan slide. And welcome back. If you just joined us, we're in Austria. We're just outside the town of Wolfgasten. It's about 30 kilometres just outside the town of Salzburg in Austria. And because there is no snow and we have arrived in summer and it's a beautiful 34-degree day, what they do, all the ski resorts, they have a plan B. And in a plan B, they have these toboggan rides. Hey, Camera 3, I went the 2-seater. I went for the stretch limo.
Nice.
See how much bigger it is?
Yeah, is that cheating?
Here we go. Oh, it's like being in a massive frying pan. Tell you what, viewers, I'm feeling every one of these bumps. Wouldn't say it's the best welding work I've ever seen in my life. Here we go. Now we're getting some speed up. I had doubt. I used the brake. I've got to go again. It's just that you're just free. You're not on a rail. Yeah. And I doubted myself when I was coming into the corner.
Here we go.
Oh, we just finished the luge run. Camera 3's running there. And how good's this? Here's your drink machine, and I want a can of Zipfer. And you know what that is, ladies and gentlemen? That is beer. Beer from vending machines wherever you want them. And this just says everything about the Australian tax system, doesn't it?
Oh, wow.
How'd you go?
Yeah, I had to lift as well. I lost my nerve. All right, so this will be the real one where we split screen.
All right, here we go.
Here we go.
Oh, yeah, now we're talking.
Take 2.
That's a bit better. Woo! Oh, yeah, now we're talking. Where's me, bro? Yeah, got a bit there. Oh, you...
Yeah, got a bit more speed this time. I'm still lifting. Ah, I lifted, no! Well, I was on my final run down this rail slide, and all I had going through my head was when I pulled up the brakes when we were in America, when we were at Gatlinburg, and we rode the same thing, but it was tiny compared to this jobby. So my main goal was to go down and not hit the brakes. And I've got to tell you now, viewers, I pulled up 3 times, and it's been burning in my head ever since we've been back. There you have it. It's got nothing to do with weight on the slide. It's all got to do with how much brakes you don't use. Camera 3 took out round 1. Well, viewers, that's all we can fit in tonight's episode of Blokesworld, but make sure you're watching next week, because next week we're going to cut down 3,000 dirt bikers into 500, because next week we start the prologue, and that's basically a time trial from the bottom of the mine all the way to the top, and we take the best 500 riders and they'll get to ride in the main event.
Anyway, we'll see you next week. Be nice to one another and make sure you tell everyone that you just watched the best show on TV. See you next week.